I said, there is no way we are going to this event now. There's a 0% chance. First and foremost, why are you saying invite? Anybody can go to it. You just buy a ticket to the event, and you're all working to try to get me to confirm that I'm going. And you're doing this as if you're trying to like push my buttons and be like, we got to make her get into her ego so she like shows up and like posts it on social media. Nope, actually, while I'm attacking the feds, maybe not going to a public event, which the feds are organizing, is probably a very good idea. I'm good. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna listen to Power on my headphones and go see Ye. How's that for a memorial for Charlie Kirk? That feels like the right thing for me to do right now.
Okay, so Candace Owens makes it known that she's not attending Charlie Kirk's memorial, which will be taking place tomorrow on Sunday. And she says instead she's going to listen to Kanye West and his song Power. And I got to be honest here. I do like her content and I do like some of the things that she says. I don't agree with everything. But I think this is a little bit of just a little bit of cope here. I'm not entirely sure that she was actually even invited. I mean, yes, you can buy a ticket. You can go if you want, of course. But it probably would have been a little awkward for her. And the reason why I say that is because there have been a lot of rumblings on social media. I haven't heard Charlie Kirk's widow now say anything about it. But we have heard people closely tied to Charlie Kirk that have spoken out about Candace Owens. And one of the things that we do know is before Charlie Kirk died, him and Candace Owens weren't really that close over the last year or so. Now, yes, 10, 8, 7 years ago, they were very close. Candace Owens actually used to be a part of Turning Point USA. And you could even argue that Charlie Kirk was a big part of even launching her career into stardom. But they did not have the same relationship over the last year that they had 6, 7 years ago. And let me show you this article. There's actually a very interesting article in the New York Post that kind of goes into depth on this entire thing. So here's what it says in the New York Post. Charlie Kirk had breakup with Candace Owens after she went too far down the rabbit holes. Slain conservative activist Charlie Kirk had a falling out with podcaster Candace Owens after her views became too extreme, according to an advisory board member of Kirk's political activist group. Eric Bolling, the former Fox News and Newsmax host, told Patrick Bet-Davis' PDB podcast this week that while Kirk and Owens were tight more than a decade ago through their work at Turning Point USA, they had a breakup because her theories just got a little bit too far down the rabbit holes. It was too extreme for Turning Point USA's taste. Again, guys, just so we're clear, this is an advisory board member of Turning Point USA that's saying this. He said, adding, Charlie, to his credit, kept a cordial friendship with her for years, but it hasn't been a communication pipeline between the two for many years. So it looks like her and Charlie Kirk were cordial. He appreciated the friendship that they shared in the past years. Again, we're talking 5, 6, 7 years ago. But it looks like in the year leading up to his eventual death, he was keeping things cordial with her, but he wasn't exactly like friends with her anymore at that point because he just didn't agree with her. They had philosophical differences. He kind of felt that she was kind of going a little crazy. That's kind of the gist that I'm getting here. Says here, Bolling, who told the Post that since 2015, he has held numerous roles at Turning Point USA, including membership on the advisory, honorary, and editorial boards, also said that Owens does not have a relationship with Kirk's widow, Erica Kirk. Before Owens became a household name among right-leaning internet users, she served as Turning Point USA's communication director from 2017 to 2019. I remember that. I do remember that. She did hold a high position within the organization. While she did not hold a formal position with Turning Point USA after her departure from the organization, she continued to appear at its events as a guest speaker as recently as 2024. Owens was also featured on Turning Point USA's website. So again, Charlie Kirk still kept her around, still kept her close, invited her to events. Looks like she still spoke at events. Looks like they were cordial, but yeah. On the PDB podcast, Bolling said he last saw Owens in person around 2015, 2016, When asked when was the last time Owens appeared at a Turning Point USA event, Bowling said many years. But that's not true. It actually wasn't many years. She appeared last year. So I don't know. I mean, am I the only one who thinks that that's kind of weird, because Candace Owens is posting all this stuff on her YouTube about, I'm a huge, he was a friend. I'm sad that he died. And, she even posted a video crying, when he got assassinated and saying that she was hurt and she's going to get to the bottom of his death and blah, blah. Doesn't it just kind of make sense that if you truly feel this way, which I have no doubt that she does, you would go to the memorial? I think the reason why she's not going to the memorial is because it will probably be awkward for her, because I think that there are people in Charlie Kirk's camp, even people who hold high positions in Turning Point USA, maybe possibly even his widow, that kind of have a problem with how she's been going about this stuff. But the problem that they have is, regardless of how you feel about her, she's probably benefited the most from what's happened, to be honest. I mean, she has exploded. She's getting forget 1 million views on YouTube. She's getting 6-7 million views on her videos covering the Charlie Kirk stuff. And regardless of how they may feel about her or whatever, she's kind of too big at this point I mean, unless Charlie Kirk's widow comes out and denounces her, then that would be different. If something like that happens, then, that would be different, which I don't think she would do. But I do think that there is some friction between Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk's camp, and I think that's being confirmed by the fact that she now doesn't want to attend the funeral. That's just my thoughts on it. So anyway, those are my thoughts on the situation. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.